What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time stopping by, thank you very much. I hope you enjoy yourself. If you find this video interesting and want to see more content, please hit that subscribe button, give me a like, leave me comments, whatever you like to do. It doesn't matter if the comments are good, bad, ugly, it all helps the algorithm. But today I'm going to do a little bit different of a video. Not going to be my normal ride along or Instacart or Uber Eats videos. Today I thought I'd talk about my experience getting a tattoo. Now this is my not my first tattoo. I've got a few, two professionally done, and then a couple that I did myself with a little stick and poke kit I got off Amazon. I don't advise. But yeah, so my experience. So I've been going, I got my first tattoo I think back in 2001, May of 2001. And then I got my second one, which I say I have two because this is kind of what I'm going to show you. I did part of it the beginning of this year, during our Christmas break. I got it done, and then I decided I wanted to add some more stuff to it and to kind of add on to the piece. So I still count it as one. So I have two total. But I have two tattoos. Got my first one in May of 21, which is the one on my bicep. I'll try to get a picture. I'll show you guys a little video of it in just a few minutes. But got one on my bicep. It wasn't that bad at all. It was really easy. This one, I thought a very long time on it because it's a very prominent place. You know, usually a lot of people, when they start getting tattoos, are going to give them the less visible areas, maybe on your back, your chest, your arm, like your shoulder area, places that can be easily covered up. But you know, I thought about it for a while, and I was like, you know what, I really want it on my hand. You know, a lot of people, even tattoo artists including, won't tattoo you, or your hand won't go near your hands. I've heard, this is just from stories I've heard, until you're fully covered, which I'm not. You know, I can give the illusion. I think one of the cool things I think about the hand tattoo, if I wear long sleeves, I can give the illusion that I'm really heavily tatted, which I'm actually not. Not yet. I'm working on it. Tattoos are expensive, so it's, you know, it took me over 3 years from the one on my bicep to this one now. So, I mean, they're not cheap. And there's a saying in the tattoo world, good tattoos aren't cheap, and cheap tattoos aren't good. So, but I'm thankful I got a good artist. He's good. He's very fair. I believe in his pricing. You know, and it's not just something I'm never going to talk about on here or online or anything, because I think that's very private between the tattoo artist and the client. A lot of people like to talk about how much they pay for their tattoos. I'm not going to be that guy. You know, I don't think it's right. Just for him, you know, for just being respectful of him as a person, and then myself also. Plus, it's no one's business how much money I'm spending on my tattoos. Really, I mean, it's not. So, I got a tattoo about December of last year, and it was a little clownfish. I've wanted a clownfish for a while, and I kind of wrestled with the idea of where I wanted it to go. So I got the clownfish December of last year. Just a very simple line work, nothing fancy. And after a while, myself, and then other people just started talking about it, and it's like, just looks a little dull. Looks a little, you know, it was still a great tattoo, and I still loved it. Just need a little bit of something. So I wrestled with the idea of maybe a coral reef. Maybe I was thinking maybe put like a fish bowl around it, maybe an anchor. I had all kinds of things, ideas sorting around in my brain about what I wanted to do. So I kind of finally decided on the coral reef. I sent my reference photos to my tattoo artist, and then the rest was history. And it took a little while, took several months before I could actually get in. I actually had some time. My work was actually, our whole shop was off for the whole week of the 4th of July. So I was like, that's perfect. I have the whole week. I thought if I want to go out and make a little extra money to save for the tattoo, so I'll have a separate budget for it. I have a couple of days before I have to go back to work to let it heal. So that's perfect. So schedule the appointment, send him the reference photos, we're off. So I will show you guys the tattoo in just a few minutes. But yeah, overall experience has been great so far. And tattoos are never what people make them out to be. Tattoos, I believe it's a form of self-expression, it's art. And growing up in a evangelical household, I don't know if I personally experienced, let me see how I can say this. Growing up in an evangelical household, I don't think I personally experienced anybody specifically rejecting tattoos or piercings. It's just something you don't do, but at this stage, in this point in my life, I'm 32 years old. I can do what I want. I'm not saying this to be to sound harsh, to sound mean-spirited to my upbringing, but really it's the truth. I can do what I want. I'm 32 years old. It doesn't matter. I still value, respect the opinions of others, of older people, of people I consider as mentors that raised me. But at the end of the day, I'm my own person. Another thing I'd like to talk about for just a minute. People have this idea that tattoos are just inherently evil. Like only sailors have them, or bikers, or criminals, thugs. Tattoos have very much become a part of self-expression for a lot of people. Now, if tattoos aren't your gig, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I'm not going to judge you for that. You do you. You do you, boo. That's not the point. I've had a lot of, people in the past be like, well, good luck finding a job. Like, I have a job. I have a good job. I have no plans on changing my job anytime soon. Excuse me. My job is very accepting of tattoos. We have several people at my work that have tattooed, very visible tattoos, highly tatted. So that's not an issue. That wasn't an issue going in when I was thinking about this. I respect people, that want to try to steer me in the right direction, that are like, this could hinder you from getting certain positions, or be thinking about what you want to do in the future. Like, again, I'm 32 years old. If I haven't thought about it by now, I'm probably not going to think about it. I know what I'm doing. I'm happy with where I am in my life, my career. It's a no-brainer. But picking back on the evangelical stuff, people would always try to kind of steer, like I said, thugs and criminals and people like that have tattoos, sailors, biker dudes. But tattoos are very much a form of self-expression. They're not perceived as they were back in the day, I believe, is what I'm trying to say. They're very much mainstream. There's different styles from where we started at the beginning with the American traditional. You have neo-traditional, you have fine line, you have black and gray, you have Japanese, The list goes on. You have the micro tattoos, which are becoming popular, which I don't particularly like myself, because 5 to 10 years there's going to be a little blotch on your skin. There's people that specialize in just font tattoos. I mean, this is unreal with the upcoming artists that are happening, and the new art styles, and people evolving themselves in art and stuff is unreal. You can get basically anything you can imagine tattooed on you at this point. There's talks about there's people that tattoo under anesthesia, which to me is like, why? Like feel the burn, you know? Like why would you want to be tattooed under anesthesia? I guess if you're that much of a sissy, you could be. The hand wasn't that bad either. It was pretty tolerable. Maybe like a 2 or 3, you know, maybe a 5 at near the knuckles. It was a little spicy, but yeah, it wasn't too bad. So yeah, it was a pretty good experience overall. I think, and I'm the same person, with tattoos or with not, or without any tattoos. I'm the same person I've always been. You know, my tattoos don't change my relationship with God. It doesn't change how God sees me. I'm still His child. You know, I still believe. It doesn't change my convictions at all. You know, I still believe that there's only one way, and it's through Jesus Christ. You know, I believe that, you know, He came, He died, He lived a sinless life, He died on the cross, He rose again on the 3rd day. None of that changes. You know, it doesn't change me as a person. It might not change my outward appearance, how I look to some people. People might perceive me as being maybe not right or rough, but that's not for you to decide. You know, if I'm happy with myself, if I'm happy with my relationship with God, and I feel like God is pleased, you know, I'm not doing anything inherently wrong. You know, if I would respect somebody coming up to me if they thought that I was genuinely doing something to jeopardize myself or others, you know, my personal well-being or my health, my mental health, then yes, you know, I would appreciate you coming up to me and politely, you know, not in a judging way, but politely just sharing with me your concerns. I'm going to listen. You know, I'm not going to lend a deaf ear. I'm going to listen to what you have to say. But yeah, overall experience with a tattoo, awesome. You know, I plan to get more. I know this video is kind of just about me just rambling on. I don't even know what to say. It's unscripted. I'm just kind of talking and just kind of sharing my feelings on it. If you want a tattoo and you're in the Georgia area, it's called Villa Rica Inc. My tattoo artist, his name is Kevin Dobbs. You can look him up on Instagram. I'll put his Instagram tag on the bottom of this video. But there's a lot of other artists that are highly good at their craft at this shop, so you can pick from Kevin or any of the other dudes or girls that tattoo there. Also would like to mention that the artist, the owner of the tattoo shop, he is a Christian, and he's very open about his faith, which was a cool thing for me, and I respect that a lot. So yeah, Villa Rica Inc. is the name of the tattoo place. And again, I'll show little clips and pictures of the tattoo so you guys can see it. I'll show you what it looked like before, and then I'll show you the after he got done tattooing the new stuff onto it. But again, thank you guys for watching. Hope you watched all the way to the end. If you did, if you haven't already, subscribe, like, leave me a comment, and I'll see you guys next time.